Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, the start of the first full week of August. I'm excited, man. Crypto's looking good this morning. What another day we had on Sunday. This is the fourth consecutive week we had a pump on Sunday. I don't know if you're paying attention. And one of these weeks, this pump, it's going to last for the entire week. And these markets are going to keep on running. But look, stop what you're doing for a second. Because this video, it's not just about another crypto headline. It is a legit shakeup. HSBC, yeah, one of the biggest names in banking, is actually building their whole next generational infrastructure around blockchain. And you guessed it, Ripple and XRP are dead splat in the freaking middle of it all. I'm talking live action in the US, the UK, the Eurozone, the UAE, basically everywhere that actually matters. But here's where it gets wild. Their cross-border payment game, fully blockchain based. And their custody partner, well, it's Mateo or Medico. I know you all going to correct me in the comments, which is owned by Ripple. So while everyone out here is debating coins and chasing pumps, the biggest players in the game, Citi, JP, Goldman, SBI, they're laying down the rails for institutional crypto. And just to blow your mind, if Bitcoin hits even half the value of physical gold, you're looking at over $500,000 per Bitcoin. So let that sink in. And seriously, look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, where does that put XRP? Where does it put you if you're actually paying attention? Oh yeah, and don't sleep on this. Ripple just made their OCC banking license application public. There are clues in there that will change how you see their whole game plan. And I'm breaking it all down in this video. So if you're not ready for what's next, well, you might want to catch up. Because by the end of this, you're not just going to want to watch. You're going to want to act. Welcome to the Bullwinkle Blueprint, folks. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you were looking to become a channel member, under every single video, there's a join button. Or on the main screen of my YouTube page, if you hit that join button, for less than the price of a cup of coffee per month, you get to go ad-free on every single video. Plus, you get some special only technical analysis, member-only posts. I know. A lot to take in. But while you're doing all that and looking at it, hit that thumbs up. It is the ultimate free way to support the channel. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Bitcoin coming in at $114,235. It's pretty much flat on the 24-hour chart. Ethereum, 3,550. It's currently up 1.27%. And XRP is up over 3%. We did touch a little over $3 yesterday. A little bit of a small retrace here, coming down to $2.97. I will be paying attention what happens tonight on the close for XRP. Total cryptocurrency market cap still a long ways off from $4 trillion, coming in at $3.69 trillion. Now change my mind, put this out. Altcoins just hit their golden cross. Last time we saw this, we saw altcoins grow by over 4,000%. Just something to keep in the back of your head right there. Finance Bulls put this out about HSBC. Let's talk about this. Stop what you're doing for a second. Crank up the volume and listen to this, because this isn't just another headline. This is a legit shakeup. HSBC, one of the biggest names in banking, is actually building out their entire back-end infrastructure here. This is freaking huge. They are rolling out tokenized deposit services in the US, the UK, the Eurozone, the UAE, and more areas. That's not some niche fintech pilot. That's a global bank saying, yeah, blockchain is infrastructure that we are building on now. And here's the kicker. For custody, they are using Mateo, Medico, however you got to say it. Ripple owns them. You know what that means for us XRP holders? Well, that means that XRP isn't sitting on the sidelines. It's already in the VIP room before the doors even open. Think about it like this, okay? This is like the NBA drafting you before you even played college ball. You're coming right out of high school. They already know you're going to change the game, and they're locking you in before the competition wakes up. Or, for my non-sports players out there, imagine Apple launching the iPhone. But before the keynote speech, they have already signed exclusive deals with every major carrier in the world. By the time the public hears this news, the network's already live. That's where we are with Ripple right now. This matters because we're not talking about maybe adoption here. We're already talking about this happening. Tokenized deposits mean real-world money moving on blockchain rails, backed by one of the most trusted names in global finance. And XRP is positioned at the freaking center of it, everyone. So while you combine cross-border payments, you combine them with blockchain-backed settlements and Ripple-owned custody infrastructure, you are watching the architecture of the future being built. This is huge. Now, for the sake of time, and I know the intro is a little long, but we had a lot to get in there. We'll cover gold, XRP's evaluation on the next video, but we need to jump into this OCC banking license because this is where it gets huge, and this is very, very interesting. So Rath put this out. The OCC banking application is now available, volume 1, to the public. We're breaking this all down right now. So buried inside this, from what we can see, this is going to tell us exactly how Ripple plans to dominate tokenized finance and how this has massive implications for XRP. Even if they're not directly saying XRP is going to do it, it doesn't matter, okay? You got to read between the lines sometimes. So here's the play. Ripple isn't just launching another fintech service. They're applying for a limited purpose OCC regulated national trust bank. Translation, this isn't some side hustle license. This is the golden key that puts you shoulder to shoulder with the biggest names in global finance. I want you to think JP Morgan. I want you to think Goldman Sachs. And potentially, I want you to think the Federal Reserve. Now, this trust bank, it isn't built for retail. You won't be opening a Ripple savings account or getting a Ripple debit card. That's not the mission here. This is strictly B2B, that's business to business, high performance infrastructure for tokenized assets. Why? Well, it's simple. Ripple is laser focused on RLUSD. They want a fully compliant, regulated vault to custody those reserves. But this just isn't about holding dollars in a vault. This is about operating the rails for tokenized finance at the institutional level. But here's where it gets genius. They intentionally left XRP out of this application. You're probably thinking, why would they do such a thing? This is all about regulatory strategy, folks. This is regulatory strategy 101. You don't want to walk into the OCC's office saying, hey, we got this token that's under SEC scrutiny, lawsuit's still open, but let's put that front and center. No, of course not. You separate the infrastructure from the asset, at least on paper, and that keeps regulators calm while you build the foundation. But let's be crystal clear about something. Nothing in this setup prevents XRP from being integrated later. And when the time is right, that's when the ace card comes out of their sleeve. Enter XRP. And here's the part that I've seen nobody talk about yet. Ripple Lab, they own this bank outright. They're issuing private stocks to executives. That's exactly the kind of corporate structure you see when a company is laying the groundwork for a future IPO. And if, and this is a big if, so stay with me, they secure Fed access through this setup, that turns Ripple from a blockchain company into a core piece of the global financial plumbing. They wouldn't just be playing in the crypto sandbox anymore. They would be in the same room where the rules are written. Think of global financial system like the game of Monopoly. Right now, banks and fintech companies, they're fighting over the boardwalk and Park Place, arguing over who gets what. Ripple, well, they're quietly just buying the bank that prints the monopoly money and owns the board. When the rest of the players finally catch on, you know what? It's going to be too late. This isn't just bullish, everyone. This is historic. Ripple's not thinking about the next quarter. They're setting themselves up for the next decade. And if you understand how strategy and this strategic move that this is and what Ripple is doing, you will start to see why XRP's future role could be monumental. But the real question is, if Ripple pulls this off, do they instantly leapfrog every other blockchain project in institutional trust and adoption? Well, my bet's on yes. This is crazy. This is huge. I never thought we would see this, and I've been here since 2017, but you know what? Here we are. The future's exciting. The bull run, it's here. I'm going to leave it like that. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up on your way out if you want to become a member, get exclusive info and content. Hit that join button. I'll catch everyone on the next one.